Hi, my name is Marissa. I am a third year student at Dartmouth getting my PhD in psychological and brain sciences. This means that I study psychology and I study brains and I try to kind of bring them both together. I started out growing up in LA, so very far away from here, over in Southern California, still adjusting to these cold winters, but I'm getting better at it. I'm excited to work with all of you guys and teach you about how I became a scientist and work with you. I started as a scientist at a young age, I think. I think we all kind of start as little scientists asking questions about how things work. And especially, I loved asking why people think the way they think and why they do the things they do. And so I got to start studying psychology in college, but I got to learn about science back in middle school and high school when I took chemistry and biology and all those courses too. Psychology is especially fun for me because I get to kind of learn about those weird, fun tricks your brain does that some of us would never have expected. For example, you've probably seen a lot of optical illusions and how if you look at things differently, they look different. My favorite fun fact is that Skittles actually are all the same flavor. They just look and smell different, and they trick your brain into thinking that they're all the same flavor. So if you get bored one day, you can try with your friends, do a blind taste test, and see if any of you can figure out their real flavors without looking at them ahead of time. When I am in school and studying things, I study how emotion works in the brain. And we all probably have experienced emotion. We all have gotten happy or sad or angry with others. And even though we all have those same emotions, we all experience them differently. So sometimes when I'm happy, it looks different from when my friends are happy. When I'm sad, it looks different when my friends are sad. And we still don't really know what's going on in the brain when that happens. And so to measure what's going on in the brain, we get to use this cool thing called an MRI. You probably have seen these before if you've ever watched a fun TV show, a medical TV show, or anything like that. And or if you've ever, broken an ankle or hurt yourself, you might have gone in one of these. And these are really cool. They're actually big, giant magnets, and there's a lot of kind of magic going on behind the scenes. But we get to use these magnets to figure out what's going on in your brain. So I'm one of those people who looks like the scientist who's pointing at brains sometimes. I get to see what's happening in the brain because we have brain regions that light up when you're happy or when you're sad, but maybe they all light up differently when people are happy and sad. And I'm trying to figure that out. And the fun thing about this too is that sometimes I get to sneak into the MRI and take brain scans of myself. And so this is actually my brain, and they look really spooky. So those are my eyeballs, and you get to see my brain, and you get to see all those really cool things. My nose, my tongue's in there, and really fun things. And when we're doing science, we're trying to figure out what's going on with all this brain activity. So there's parts of your brain, we have the front and the back and the sides, and they all connect in different ways, and we get to see what's going on. We can't quite read minds yet as much as we wish we could, so you're safe for a while. No one's going to know what you're thinking, but we can figure out kind of what's going on in the brain and what's happening there. So that's what I get to do. And the really cool thing for me is that I get to do a lot of computer programming with that. And so I sit at my computer and I try to figure out what's going on in all of that brain activity. And it's a lot of fun for me if you like that kind of stuff. So for some people, I think psychology is kind of just asking people questions or how do you feel or going to a therapist. But there's actually really fun science that goes along with it too. And there's so many questions we can ask. We actually even have people studying octopus brains because they kind of are similar to us, and we don't really know why because they were so far away from us on the evolutionary tree. So there's a lot of really fun things you can do in psychology, and I'm really excited to work with you all.